6. Human resources. People are a nation's greatest resource. And it is being seen that people with their demands and abilities that turn them into resources. That means human itself is the greatest resource and ultimate resource, and they also have the ability that they can convert the natural resources into the products which can be used by human. Hence, human resource is the ultimate resource. Healthy, educated, and motivate people develop resources as their requirement. So, people who are healthy, educated, have knowledge, skills, and those who are highly motivated, they develop resources according to the requirement which can be used by other people. Human resources, like other resources, are not equally distributed over the world. They differ in their education levels, age, and sex. Their numbers and characteristics also keep changing. So, it can be seen that globally, all over the earth, people are living, but the education level differs, age and gender differs, and also the number and characteristics of people living globally keep on changing. Let us also see the fact the government of India has a Ministry of Human Resource Development. The ministry was created in 1985 with an aim to improve people's skills. This just shows how important people are as resource for the country. That means the Human Resource Development Department works for the improvement of people's skills, because people are very important, because their skill, knowledge, and abilities helps in developing new products, converting resources, and also responsible for innovation and creativity. The next topic is distribution of population. We know this thing that the population of all the country is different. People living in different continents are different. Their lifestyle is different, their education, gender ratio is different. Let us see distribution of population. The way in which people are spread across the earth's surface is known as the pattern of population distribution, which means that globally the people are spread, and this is called as pattern of population distribution. More than 90% of world's population lives in about 30% of the land surface. That means more than 90% of the world's population lives in the 30% of land surface. That means 30% of land surface which has a favorable temperature where people can live. So 90% population resides there. The distribution of population in the world is extremely uneven. That means the population, the people living in the different countries are uneven, and it is not fixed and decided. Some areas are very crowded and some areas are sparsely populated. That means population is less over there. The next topic is density of population. Population density is the number of people living in unit area of Earth's surface. The next topic is factors affecting distribution of population. There are factors or reasons because of which people are not living at a same place and are distributed unevenly. The first factor is topography. People always prefer to live on plains rather than mountains and plateaus, because these areas are suitable for farming, manufacturing, and service activities. So, the first factor under the heading geographical factor is topography. People prefer to live on flat lands because the farming is easy over there, constructing roads, manufacturing, houses, buildings are easy to construct there. The Ganga plains are the most densely populated areas of the world, while mountains like Andes, Alps, and Himalayas are sparsely populated. So people don't prefer to settle on Himalayas because life is difficult over there. Climate. People usually avoid extreme climates that are very hot or very cold, like Sahara Desert, polar regions of Russia, Canada, and Antarctica. People don't prefer to live the areas where there is a lot of high temperature. Maybe it's too cold or it's too hot. People prefer to live in moderate temperate zones. The next factor which affects the distribution of population is soil. Fertile soil provides suitable land for agriculture. Fertile plains such as Ganga, Brahmaputra in India, Honghe, Changjiang in China, and Nile in Egypt are densely populated. So people prefer to live in the area where the soil is fertile because it is good for agriculture. Next factor is water. Obviously, you know water is very essential for our survival. People prefer to live in the areas where fresh water is easily available. The river valley of the world are densely populated while deserts have spare population. That means people prefer to live in the area where fresh water is easily available and they don't have to struggle for the drinking water and water for their daily needs. People don't prefer to live in the desert area where water is not easily available. The last factor under geographical factors are minerals. Areas with mineral deposits are more populated because people set up industries, factories over there, and definitely, if people reside near factories and industries, they will get jobs and they can work over there for their livelihood. Diamond mines of South America and discovery of oil in Middle East leads to the settlement of people in near these areas. The next factor is social, cultural, and economic factors. Social, areas of better housing, education, and health facilities are more densely populated. That is, people prefer to live in the areas which are having better housing, colonies, facilities, education, and health facilities. The next factor is cultural. Places with religion or cultural significance attract people. So, people prefer to live in the areas which has got religious and cultural importance because it attracts people. They live there. Economics. Next topic is economic. Industrial areas provide employment opportunities. Large number of people are attracted to these areas. People always seek for job opportunity and development. So, most of the people prefer to live in the areas where there are facilities, job opportunities, so they can.
This means that during a specific time, the number of people or the population changed. The world population does not remain same throughout the year, throughout the decades, or even centuries. Births are usually measured using the birth rate, that is, number of lives per thousand people. That means in 1000 people, how many births were there? So that is called as birth rate. Deaths are usually measured using the death rate. That means how many deaths were there per thousand people. Migration is also one of the factor for changing the population. Migration is the movement of people in and out of an area. Births and deaths are the natural cause of population change. That means births will be there, death will be there, and that is completely natural, which cannot be controlled or manipulated. So, that results in the change in population. The difference between birth rate and the death rate of a country is called as natural growth rate. As already discussed, migration is the movement of people in and out of an area. Migration is another factor for changing the population size. People may move within a country or between a country. Immigrants are people who leave a country. That means people who are going to leave their country and move to another country are called as immigrants. Immigrants are those who arrive in a country. Immigration or immigrant are those people, those who enter or arrive to the new country. Countries like USA and Australia have gained in numbers of immigration or immigrants. That means people have left their country and moved to USA and Australia. The general trend of international migration is from the less developed nation to the more developed nation in search of better employment opportunity. And what is the reason that people are leaving their own country? Because they move from developing country to developed country so that they get good job opportunities. Within countries, large number of people may move from the rural to urban areas in search of employment, education and health facilities. It is being seen that many of people leave rural areas and move to the well developed cities of the country so that they can get good health facilities, education and employment as well. Population composition. Population composition refers to the structure of population. That means, what is the structure of population? Profession of people, literacy level, education, income, health facilities. There could be countries who are densely populated, but it is not important that it will be economically developed, depending that what is the composition of that country. That means, what is the literacy rate, what is the health condition, what is the per capita income. An interesting way of studying the population composition of a country is by looking at the population pyramid, which is also called as age sex pyramid. That means every country is having a population pyramid, and through this pyramid we can analyze and study about the age and gender of the population. A population pyramid shows the total population divides into various age groups like 5 to 9, 10 to 14. So in population pyramid, the representation is done on x-axis percentage and on y-axis age group years wise. The percent of total population is subdivided into males and females in each of those groups, like in 5 to 9 years boys and girls, 10 to 14 like adolescents, girls and boys. The shape of population pyramid tells the story of people living in that particular country. So the base or the bottom reflects the number of children who are below 15 years of age, and the top shows the people who are living above 65 years of age. The population pyramid also tells us how many dependent there are in a country. That means how many people are dependent, like a child who is below 15 years of age is called as young dependent, and the people who are above 65 years of age are again dependent.